much all the way. Certain little elements we had to, jazz it up, but for the most part, especially with my character, because it's not too much research on him, so I was able to put my heart into it, and like for the scene me and Will have together, I met Will during another movie called The Maze Runner, and our relationship is so different offset. We're really close. So for us to do that last scene, we know Will just really broke down. He was like, "How many more times do we have to do this?" And we were just like, as soon as she said cut, we just embraced for like 10 to 15 minutes, and just like and we just wanted to build our spirits up because we had to go to such a dark place every day. The motel stuff is the first things we start shooting. Like we got right to the point, and that was the toughest part. We were in that motel for about 2 or 3 weeks straight on the wall, just like putting the blood on us every day, and we just like, oh, again. But that's what we signed up for, and we wanted to tell this story. We were excited to.
One of my colleagues is here, Paul, and he was telling me he already knew that there's parts about this movie that really sticks with you. Now that you've seen it, now that you've worked on it, what parts are sticking with you?
I was about to say the whole movie sticks with me. What part doesn't stick with you?
Yeah.
When you see the little girl get shot in the window at the beginning, that right there tore me up. First time I watched it, even when I read it in the script, but to see it up there is completely different. Every single part, from the part of the when he's asking, "Do you got any sugar?" All of that, like everything sticks with me, every single thing. But I'm super grateful that our director, she didn't highlight every officer as a bad officer because it's not the case. The case is we have a judicial system that is not hiring the right police officers and putting the right police officers in the right communities. And so that's the case because at the end of the movie, you see the white police officer come up to me and say, "Let me help you, brother," and he takes me to the. And so she did very well with subtle highlights. And if you look really closely, you'll see those messages in there that she left.
What do you guys think about your initial thoughts of having Catherine Bigelow? I mean, I know she's an Oscar winner. You guys have you seen the Hurt Locker? She directed that, but this is a black story, black cast, majority black cast. How did it feel working with her as a white woman essentially? Were you guys ever hesitant? Or you think like, is she gonna tell this right?
Well, knowing her track record and knowing that she likes to dive in on real stories and real truth, that I knew she was gonna expose the truth like no other director. But as far as her, her community and who she is, I think it's more powerful that our director is Catherine Bigelow. She has a community that we may not be able to reach. And she's standing on her platform and exposing truth and exposing history and exposing these evil spirits in this movie. And I think it's more beautiful that way. I think it's more powerful, and I was just happy that we were all together. But I think that in our audition process, everyone knew each other already. We like, you in the movie? You audition too? For real. So like, and the audition process was probably the most unique process ever. It was all improv. They had a cop come in while we were singing, and they're just interrogating us about where's a gun, and we just like, what's going on, and like it was literally like that, And she's incredible. She's a super sweetheart. I love her so much, and